Hi, so today I'm going to talk you through the steps of turning all this stuff into a memo board. And a memo board is just something that you hang up and you put in tickets and photos and memories, and it can look really nice because you can choose contrasting fabric and ribbons. So you'll get a large canvas and a piece of wadding, and then if you get the included fabric you need to just open them up. If you've choosing your own, it needs to be about 10 centimetres larger than the board all the way around, or maybe just a little less than that, as you can see, and definitely more. Right, let's get it all flat like so. Okay, so that's basically the fabric, good side down, the wadding and the canvas also facing down. Try and square them up best you can. Now I'm quite fussy about a nice looking joint, so what I'd suggest you do is you take your fabric and you fold it over the last little centimetre, and then you place that on the edge there, okay? And now, using a staple gun, sometimes it's easier to pop it along the surface of the canvas because then it's flat. If you have got the strength to do it that way, then that is better because the length of the staple goes in that way. You'll just need to put in more staples if you do this method. So the first side doesn't really matter so much because you just need to make sure you just attach it. We'll do the perfection in the other sides. So can you see I'm just folding that little bit back and stapling it on. Alright, I've just done 5 there. I think that'll be enough. Okay, and then I'm going to rotate it round. So it's important that you don't then go for one of the sides, is that you do the opposite side, because what we want to do is we want to pull it down as much as possible to make sure it pulls out any creases and makes it a really good fit. So once again, I'm pinching a centimetre and then wrapping it around. It might be longer depending on the piece of fabric that you have. So just turning it in all the way around. Quite good if you've got someone that can help you with this bit and they can hold it still whilst you work. Okay, so don't rush it, make sure it all looks nice. And of course this is the back. It doesn't really matter if this looks really nice, but you know, it's important to have a good finish, I think. Alright, so that's my 2 sides done, like so. A bit of a crease, but that'll all be pulled out in a second. So now we're going to do what I call it hospital corners to secure the sides. So how I do those is I flatten the edge in and then I fold that over the top and kind of tuck in the difference. This one's quite long, so I'm going to tuck in quite a lot here, and I'm really giving that a pull. So I'm going to secure that corner, just done it across the diagonal, nice and secure. And then I'm going to do the same here. So flattening the corner there with my finger, so just literally running my finger along the edge. That makes that stick out, like when you're wrapping a gift. That can be tucked down and that can go over the top. It just makes the edges look really nice and make sure they don't stick out. And then just folding it all in. The middle. So yeah, it's quite a nice relaxing craft, quite a good final product as well. It looks pretty fancy. Oh, it's a tough one. And when you're using a staple gun, just a note that that part there is you get the most leverage. So if you find it hard to use it by here, pull your hand back so that you're pushing down from there. You'll find it hopefully a little bit easier. And in a moment, if I don't run out, I'll show you how you reload staples. So pushing it in, folding it over. So I do the corner first, pushing it in, pushing that down, folding that over. This is the last chance you get to pull out any creases, so do give this a really good pull. Don't be afraid. They can handle it. As you notice, I've done some line stitches, some straight stitches, some diagonal. It's all right. It's however I feel most comfortable. All right. So that's all attached on, looking pretty funky, eh? And then let me just show you how to redo the staple gun. So at the back there, there's a little lever. You just close those together, open it up, pull it all the way out, and then you take a new line of staples. Ooh. And pop it in. So think of it as the direction that they're going to come out. So they come out like that shape. So you want to put them in that shape. And they should go in, and then that thing that we just pulled out is at the back again. Ooh. I'll be careful. Oh, this is a different staple. I've got a few different staple guns. This is a nice easy one. Did you see I just dropped that in? And then as I'm pushing it in, I'm closing that little bit. That seemed much more difficult than normal. I think I was just holding it a bit weirdly. Normally I just whip it in there, 2 seconds. Always on camera, it goes wrong. Check. Yes, all right, sorry. So you just slide it in and then you just close that down as you push it. Should be much easier than how I made that look. All right, so then you're gonna be adding your ribbon across. So I would suggest, just to keep it easy, is that you do slightly off center to slightly off center. The reason I say don't do the center is that it's hard to fold it over the edge. So just go slightly off there, and you need to have a tail that's a little bit longer than what you'll need to go over the edge, okay, because later on we're going to wrap that round. So going diagonally over to the opposite side there, and then we can cut that. All right, and then take some pins. Sometimes people find this a bit tricky, but again, you'll get the technique after a while. You're just trying to keep it quite flat, and you're going in and you're coming out again shortly after, so that you've got little pins holding it in position. I'd suggest you do one side, do the other, and maybe one in the middle. Doesn't matter, 3 might be too much. It doesn't need to be loads, it's just a temporary hold so that you can check the position. Now you're going to be laying them out, or you can do the opposite as well, so that's there, so that one can go there. So I put one here, all right, and I'd pin that, and then you would lay them out. 2 I'd do here, 2 here, 2 here, 2 here. If you're doing different colours, then you could decide where you wanted to lay it, like a little kind of, detail. Often you don't do half and half, so you decide where it looked nice. What you can do, let me just grab a bit of paper, is when you're planning it, you can decide how far apart they are depending on what you need. But what you might find is quite useful is either a ruler or a piece of paper, and just pop that there temporarily, and then you know if it's touching there and it's touching there, they should hopefully be parallel, and you can always move that along just to check that it's still touching and touching there. So that's my top tip for getting them right. I'm not going to add them all now because that's actually probably the longest job that you've got to do today. So I'll just do the one for now, but hopefully you've got an idea as you put about 3 there, and about 5 across that direction as well. I'll show you a picture later. And then when you're happy with them all and the way they look, you can then flip it over. And then the thing you've got to be careful of when you're stapling these is that you don't force it to go straight, which is what people feel like they should do. You want it to go the direction that it falls. So that's that. And then also, because I've got too much, I'm just going to fold it back. If it's too long, then just give it a cut. And the staple gun is coming back, like so. And again, checking your tension so you don't have baggy ribbons. If like that, you've got one that doesn't go in properly, I don't think there's a puller out here, but if you grab something like a knife or a fork or something, you can just pull him out and replace him, or if you've got a hammer, knock him down with a hammer. He's just sticking up a little bit. All right, so then I would have the full zigzag or the crisscross effect here. And then I do need another one to show you the next bit. 2 seconds, sorry. 1 and 2. I guess I could do that zoomy thing as well. I'm just cheating and not putting my pins in. Do not copy me. I've done this many times. I don't really use pins. Naughty. Now, if like that, the staples don't come out. Can't see a reason why that would happen. Ah, there you go. There's one stuck in there. Just open it and close it again. Normally find that works. Okay, so on every intersection, you'll have a joint, and through the middle of that joint, we need a split pin. So what you do is you get an awl, or a pokey tool, as I like to call them, and you pierce it all the way through. So can you see I've lifted it off the table? I don't need to damage your table by doing it in the surface, so make sure you raise it a little bit. Now, whilst it's gone all the way through, get that split pin ready, because there's 1, 2, 3, 4 layers of stuff there. So any movement will mean that maybe it's going to be pretty hard to put this in. So just gently take it out and then straight away do one at a time, insert, okay, whilst that hole is all lined up. And then from behind, just open up one side, open up another, and then you have your split pin in position. So you'll be doing that probably about 15 times on every intersection, and then you'll have a nice memo board. All right, hopefully that'll be a nice couple of hours and a nice end product to hang all your memories. Thanks.